JKB back with another episode. Today on the show, ideas are running thin, so I'm going to do top 10 lists, to be honest. I'm changing the whole show. I'm just going to talk about games I don't even play, and I'm going to use an emulator to get the footage. And listen, well, it's not even game related. I decided, okay, what's something unique? I got to be hip and cool in 2016. Forget Game of the Year. I got to do cool things. So top 5 snacks for gaming. So in it number 5 is goulash. Goulash is a good soup and a stew. It's very easy to make. My Oma made it when I was a kid, and listen guys, 2016 on JKB is going to be the year of me just having fun. I know that the production level in last year was through the roof, and I realized higher production, less videos. I kind of want to even it out this year. I'm going to do that, but let's do the last video of 2015. Now, of course, I've based my decision on the company that's paid me the most, so keep that in mind because, gaming is serious. It's very serious. 2015 had so many games, so many really decent games, mediocre, nothing really innovative. I mean, there's a few on here I'd say are innovative, and I'd like to point out this is my opinion, and the list I have, it was compiled with your help. As I choke to death, as usual, let's go over the list before I literally die on camera. First game up on the list is a little one called Until Dawn. Now, this was a PS4 exclusive, which was carried over from the PS3. It was going to be a PS3 Move title, and they smartened up and actually moved it. That's so funny. Why don't I have 100,000 subs? They moved it over to the PS4, and at its heart, it is written by a writer who is just deeply in love with indie horror and the horror genre, and it's clear as you're playing the game that they've spent so many hours with the detail of the characters and the inspiration of the game itself. You see things like The Shining, Stephen King, Scream, Blair Witch Project, classic horror movies that involve monsters. The whole classic, Hollywood genre spectrum is really put into Until Dawn. The next game on the list, I gotta get serious here. Listen, Metal Gear Solid 5. Konami sent me a letter asking me to not talk about the game, and I wanted to talk about the game. But yeah, so I'd like Kojima to know that I'm thinking about him. We're all thinking about him. Yeah, so it's unfortunate, he makes a game and... Okay, you know what? Joking aside, it's on the list, but I didn't play the game, and I have to put it on the list just to be honest because a lot of people think it is their game of the year, and I'm not shitting on your opinions. That's not what video games are about. You each have our own opinion, and I'll tell you now, why didn't I review Metal Gear Solid 5, which could have been my game of the year? One simple reason. I have integrity, and I told a friend at the time that I wouldn't review it, and you can guess who that friend is based on the situation that I was in with my friend. Oh, it was fucking David Hayter. He told me some stuff, and I don't like the situation that involved all of that, and I told him right on the spot that I'm not going to support it, but I have to give a shout out to the game, and there's a lot of people that worked on the game that obviously did a lot of creative design, and it's unbelievable from the ground up. Have I played the game? Yeah, but I haven't really talked about it. So I'm just giving it a shout out here. Do I suggest to buy it or anything like that? I don't have an opinion on it. Again, I'm a man of my word. Next up on the list is a little game that everyone's going to shit on me for adding to the list, but fuck you, it's my opinion. It is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Wow, did they turn around from Unity going into Syndicate? Yes. Did they listen to the fans? Yes. Did they put a kick-ass character and prove that kick-ass female characters could be in video games, and we wouldn't have this huge backlash. Oh my god, there's a female and I have to play as her. Fuck off with that shit. I absolutely love her character. And guess what? I like using her more in the game than Jacob. So, wow, that's a big deal, isn't it? No, not really. It's video games. Why do you take them so fucking seriously? In Assassin's Creed Syndicate, they nailed down the relationship between the twins, and that is one of the reasons why I absolutely love that game. The other aspect of it is they included some new gameplay mechanics and all that jazz as the series goes on, but this one seemed to jive way better than a lot of the previous games, and especially the last one. So it's on the list. Is it gonna win? I don't know. Did they pay me enough? We'll find out. Next up, we have a massive game created by a studio that completely understands DLC. This game is called Witcher 3. And I know a lot of you are expecting me to just pick Witcher 3 because, all the other major companies picked it and maybe they paid me the most. Who knows? The point here is the story is captivating. It drew me in. It wanted me to play it. It said, listen, you need to find out what happens to these characters. And I'm not spoiling anything here. I want you guys to go out and experience these games for yourself. So in saying all of that, it has great game mechanics. It has an amazing story that was driving me to play it. It has an amazing, not necessarily a massive open world, but you get the sense of an open world that you can go explore at your leisure. And I really think that they have a passion for making games over there, and that's why it's on the list. Next one up is Rise of Tomb Raider, which is right up there with my game of the year, but we don't know what it is yet. Did they pay me enough? We'll find out. Why do I like this game? I like that they've really expanded on everything I loved about the first Tomb Raider, the reboot, and they've taken out everything I hated. That's a smart company. Smart design choices are in this game. Smart character development. Now, we didn't get too much of her family's past, and in this game, that's what we're dealing with. So, the bad guy is not necessarily the best. It's good. It's good, but it's not like, oh my god, this is like Indiana Jones bad guy, architecture, and it's spectacular. It's nothing like that. But what really brings this game up a level is the gameplay and everything they've added to it. The customization, the crafting is way better than the last game. All of those things, the weapons, everything, really. I mean, I heard dialogue on soldiers after I had beaten the game that had to do with what I did with the game. So I was amazed by that. So it was interesting to see the evolution of just simple dialogue, things that you are kind of accustomed to in video games like this, hearing the same dialogue over and over from the enemies, then all of a sudden playing a game where you don't hear the same dialogue over and over. So there's many things to talk about. That's just one of them. Next on the list is a little game, which is actually a massive game, which some are saying is just a reboot of the last version, and this is Fallout 4. Now, of course, there's a lot to do in this game, but I couldn't help but feel disappointed. It didn't have that evolutionary step. Is that even a word? I don't know. It didn't have that step that a lot of us were really hoping for. And we're using an engine that is so old now, but nothing can compare to Fallout 4. And I know a lot of you are going to pick Fallout 4 as your game of the year. I'll just say right now, I'm not one of them. Too many glitches and it's dated. What do you want from me? Mario Maker for the Wii U is on my list. Why is it on my list? I grew up playing Mario, and to be able to go into a game and create Mario levels and then send them to you guys and play, which I haven't even done. But to do that would be really fun. A lot of YouTubers are out there taking advantage of this, and it's awesome to see people playing this game after so long, 30 years of Super Mario. We finally have a game that lives up to what we would expect from Nintendo. All the customization in this game's incredible. I mean, it's a straightforward idea. Make Mario levels, enjoy Mario levels, share Mario levels. It's got to be on the list. It is that time for JKB to announce his 2015 Game of the Year. Now, let me look over my notes because I gotta see which company paid me the most. Ubisoft, that is generous. That is very generous. We did it with Watch Dogs. We'll do it with Assassin's Creed now. My 2015 Game of the year is Assassin's Creed. Wait. EA. 17,000 plus? Whoa. Sorry. Star Wars Battlefront. I forgot. It's Star Wars. So fuck. I love anything Star Wars, right? I gotta love it. So that's a lot of money. EA. I'm sorry. Star Wars Battlefront is my 2015 game of the year. Thank you to EA for making, DICE for making a mediocre game. Okay, I'm fucking around. My 2015 game of the year. I'm thinking about it still. I'll be honest here. There is a two-way tie for second place. In third, well, that made no sense. In second place, tied, is Witcher 3 and Rise of the Tomb Raider. Two games I highly suggest you go out there and purchase right away. I know that a lot of people are upset on the PS4 side that Tomb Raider isn't on the system yet, but it is on PC, and apparently that's the PC's like what is it? What is it? The Master Race. That if you don't own a PC, you're not a gamer, something like that. So yeah, you gamers on PC, Tomb Raider's coming. Highly suggest to buy it. It's amazing. But enough kidding around. I thought about this for a long time, and the horror genre. Oh my god, I can't help but list Until Dawn as my 2015 game of the year. Why am I choosing that over something like Witcher 3? Well, as I used to say all the time, get real and deal with it. I'll probably say that in a second, but before I say that, these are opinions that are based on my flavors. I like certain kinds of ice cream, and I like certain types of games. I like to be surprised. I like innovation. I also like classic games like, just Super Mario Brothers. In saying all of that, I am getting to the point of this is just my opinion, and if you take it too seriously, you should go outside and shovel the fucking driveway, because it snowed a lot, and your mom probably needs help with it. Other than that, I'm not really curing cancer, I'm not really saving puppy dogs in the street, I'm not taking any refugees into my house. It's not fucking serious here. I'm playing video games, so let's just calm down. Enjoy video games. Like Awada said, gaming is supposed to be fun, and guess what? I had the most fun with Until Dawn. I love the horror genre, I love the characters, I love what they've created here, I love the replayability, I love the story, I love every aspect of it, I love every genre that they pumped into it. I'm a huge fan of Stephen King, Kubrick, Wes Craven, John Carpenter. These are people that created the horror genre in Hollywood. Now, these people who made Until Dawn clearly sat back and studied what they would need to put into a video game for horror fans around the world to absolutely love it. There's not much I need to say now. I mean, people are probably going apeshit that I didn't choose Fallout 4. I'm sorry, I don't like a huge mess. I just don't like it. Just like when you invite a woman over to your house and your room's a goddamn mess, you're embarrassed. Bethesda should be embarrassed. Unbelievable. That got me a lot of hate. Hey, fuck it. It's 2016. This is the last video I'm doing for 2015. That's it. I've decided why not go back to my roots and, just state my opinions. Take yours into consideration, of course, but just say what I feel like on camera. And last year was a lot of production value. And I honestly think this year will be toned down a little bit so I can get more videos out to you guys. A little bit more of a structured show. I will be putting out a video soon talking about exactly what I'd like to do on the show and see if you guys want that to happen. Thank you so much for, really, you guys have watched me some of you watched me for like 7 years now. And I have to say on the end here, really, without the people watching for 7 years and not using ad block, this show has continued. However, I have to say this now, I really, really appreciate the people that have added me on Patreon. Now, if you don't know what Patreon is, there's a link in the underbar to my Patreon, which supports the show. If you're using ad block, I highly suggest to go look at my Patreon. You can get a bunch of rewards and all that crap. I'm fixing them up, of course, because I want you guys to get what I get out of the show, which is fun. That's why I do it. So if you want to support me, link in the underbar. If you want to use ad block, click unsubscribe and get the fuck out, because I don't want to do it for free for you lazy fuckers anymore. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. To the people that don't use adblock, who support the show. If you're watching for free, that's cool. I appreciate that as well. But I'm fucking being honest here. I appreciate the people who help me do the show and eat food. Fuck, I gotta eat.